Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is December 20th, 2024. I left the link in the chat if you guys want to join the stream. I was also thinking about maybe taking phone calls, but if you don't want to show your face, you can simply just close your camera. You don't have to be on the video if you don't want to. The reason I'm making this video is because I want to talk about some of the things that get me annoyed every time I come on YouTube. And that's that a lot of people who are somehow against this information, they always want to blame Gematria. Like, it's just like that's not who is responsible for the bad decodes. You can't like if somebody writes a book and you proofread that book and it has a bunch of misspellings and a lot of grammar issues, you're not gonna say, "Oh, look, English is bullshit." No, it's the writer. It's the writer that's at fault. It's not the person. It's not the language. All Gematria is a language, and that's it. I mean, why are you guys blaming Gematria for? Let's say somebody gets a sports pick wrong, they blame Gematria. Let's say somebody makes a prediction and it doesn't come through. It's Gematria's fault. It's not Gematria's fault. It's the decoder's fault. The person behind the work. That's who's to blame. And yesterday, this guy Kuts One, he said that he can prove that Gematria is bullshit. So I kind of blocked him because the guy's very rude and disrespectful. He likes to talk and he likes to do all these sound effects. You guys ever heard him talk? He always doing these duck sound effects. Quack, quack, quack. I'm like, what is that? Why do you sound like a duck? I can't take somebody serious that talks like a duck. You know what I'm saying? So if he's out there watching this video, you want to come on, I'm gonna let you if you want to have a conversation, we can. But you can't do what you did yesterday. You can't make these duck sounds. You cannot talk over me. And you also have to show why you believe the things that you believe, why you think this is not going on, why they're not using Gematria. All right. So if you can have those things, if you can do those things that I'm asking you to do, I will definitely have a conversation with you. But please do not come on here and make any animal sounds, because I can't take somebody serious who does that. If anybody else wants to join the live stream, you can also do it. So Humanity Enslaved says that Kamala canceled her trip to LA 47 months after Biden's inauguration, and White House is 47 like government authority. Yeah, and then somehow people say that the Gematria is bullshit. It's not the Gematria, you guys. It's the person behind the decodes. You know, something that I never thought about myself. I never thought that I knew it all, because I don't. And there's a lot of people in this community that think that they know it all. I also want to address, I'm really disappointed in this guy Topsy, man. Man, this guy was one of my favorite callers of all time, man. And recently he just let me down. I seen that he leaves a comment. He leaves a lot of comments on the Sports Gematria's YouTube page. And he says stuff like, Gematria is useless. I don't follow Simple Truth TV no more. I don't like. First of all, I haven't done anything to you, and if you don't want to follow me, then don't follow me. Why do you have to leave a comment and announce that? If you don't want to follow me, you don't have to. But the fact that you go on to somebody else's YouTube channel and broadcast that announcement is just weird. That you want the whole world to know that you don't follow me anymore. I also find it strange that for you to say that you think Gematria is useless when it's helped you at sports betting for so many years. I mean, you've called my program multiple times telling me how much money you've won. So how is it useless if you was making money out of it through the casinos and the sports betting? I sent you a video of all the money that I've made. You think Gematria is useless? Look at all the money that I've made. And yesterday I had a guy on, and He was saying something that I actually didn't catch while we was doing the live, and he said that he's yet to see somebody make money from this work and actually put it back in the community. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense because so you're telling me that I'm supposed to make this money sports bet in this, like, let's say, for example, the other day when, like, a few months ago, probably, no, actually it was a lot more than a few months ago. It was like probably around March, almost like 7, 8 months ago. I hit that big ticket for like 60 grand. So you're telling me that you know I'm gonna pretty much save the world just on my own. That I'm supposed to just do everything on my own. I'm supposed to do the research, do the work, do the videos, bet on my own picks, make the money, and then put it in the community while everybody else just sits back and relax. So I'm just supposed like that. How does that make sense? I don't expect anybody, not one person, to take all of their earnings and put it into the one community. I don't understand how that makes sense. If I hit, let's say I hit the lottery for 10 million, I am not obligated to use those $10 million for this community. This is a so-called community. That means there's more than one person in this group. So why is it that you guys all want one person to do everything? That doesn't make sense. Now, if you take, let's say, there's 100,000 people in this so-called community, and everybody takes 50 cents out of their bank account and puts it into this one goal. That's $50,000, right? Then you can say, let's use that $50,000 that was raised by this group of people, and let's do something for the community. I don't think one person betting a 5-leg parlay and then hit it for 80,000, and he's supposed to take that 80,000 and then put it in the community. Like that's not how it works. I am not Jesus Christ. I am not your savior. I'm just a person that sees that something is wrong and I'm trying to change it, but I'm not going to change it by myself. So I don't know if what he said yesterday was a shot at me. I hope not, but don't expect that from me. And another thing is I'm never going to make a promise that I'm not going to keep. A few years ago, I was. This is the thing about I said I wasn't going to talk about people anymore, but I was the originator of that thought that we needed a studio, and I do think that. And recently, Kathy left a comment in my chat saying that we don't need a studio, and I got a little upset at that because I don't think you understand why I wanted a studio. I don't want a studio for the same reason somebody else might want a studio. I just felt like at that time, I don't feel like that anymore. That's why I don't come on here and ask for donations for the studio anymore, because I don't think I'm going to ever reach that goal, and two, I don't think a studio is good. It's important anymore. I did think that it was important at that time, and it might still be important, but the way this community is, I don't think that our goal is ever going to be met, which is to end tyranny. I don't think it's ever going to be met. So for that reason, I don't think people should take money out of their bank account to support something that is not really going to change anything. So for that reason, I don't promote that anymore. But this is what I thought about a studio at first, because when I look at TV shows like First Take and Undisputed, those shows, they get a lot of views. And the reason they get a lot of views is because, they're doing pretty much the same thing that we're doing. They're in front of a camera, speaking through a microphone. But the difference between those shows and somebody like us on a small platform like this, one, obviously they're in a big network, right? ESPN or Fox. But if you notice, those people like Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless, they are in a fancy studio. So you have to imitate what the propaganda machine is doing to compete with these people. If you have a fancy studio, it doesn't have to be as fancy as theirs. Obviously, they have way more funding. But let's say you have a nice studio like they do, and then you put a nice little a pretty young girl just to sit there and look pretty, because that's what they do. Because they know there's a lot of fat white guys or white or black guys who are sitting in a couch eating popcorn, and they're just looking at these girls getting horny, and that's why a lot of times they watch these shows. It's probably for the Mollies and the other girls that will be on these shows. It's like these girls, they bring a different dynamic to the show. And yeah, so you have these two people having a debate, right? And they're well dressed. They're in this fancy studio with a nice pretty chick in the middle. That gets the viewership. So that's what I was thinking, 4 or 5 years ago. I said, if we get a nice studio, I can pay, a nice little, a nice chick to just sit there and look pretty with makeup on. That's it. Just sit there and look pretty. Don't say anything. And I will have another decoder in front of me. We'll have a debate, or somebody like Kuts One who wants to debunk Gematria. I can have him on, and then we'll just go back and forth, and we will talk about anything. How sports is rigged, how the media is contrived, and anything you guys want to talk about that day. I was looking for ways to advance the work and get the word out there. And that's why I went and put out that thought about a studio, but nobody supported that. Only a few people even joined the $1 tier, because the $1 tier on my Patreon, that's for the studio. There's 11 people on that tier right now. 11 people. You can't do nothing with $11. So that's why I say, what, forget that. But then after I brought that idea up, the other guy copied it, and then he started promoting. Oh, we're gonna get a building, we're gonna get a studio, blah blah blah. And he actually got the funding for it, but he said he did it, which is okay, whatever. But those were my thoughts at that time. Again, the link is in the chat if you guys want to join the stream. Where I'm at today is like, I feel like, one, I don't think YouTube is going to allow this information to get to spread anywhere. It's just not. Too much censorship. Two, I don't think that tyranny is ever going to end. I like what Dr. Savage said yesterday. We're not going to stop the new world order. The new world order. It's just not going to stop. We just have to learn how to live within it. They are way too advanced for this community. Obviously, when you got people like Kuts One who think that none of this stuff exists. So we have this community. The Gematria community has too much going against us. We have ourselves with the egotistic decoders out there. We have the trolls. We have the censorship, and then we have the mainstream. And then the last but not least, the most powerful one is the Illuminati themselves. So if we get past those four, we still have to face the big master, which is the Illuminati themselves. So I don't see a future of this ever ending. I don't see it. But I do think that we should at least keep our community enlightened. So that's why I still make videos about it. All right. Let me just read the chat, see what you guys think about what I'm saying. Yeah, Cuts One, if you're out there, you want to join the stream, I'm gonna let you come back in. I did block you yesterday. I don't know how to unblock you. That's why I didn't bring you back on. I don't know how to unblock you on stream here. So better try again. What does this mean? It's definitely not for the masses. You mean the knowledge, right? Thanks a lot. Jason G says, keep the content coming, Arthur. Appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, you said you hope I never unblock him. He said he has something to say, so that's why I used him as the thumbnail of this video. Hopefully it gets his attention and he can come on and debunk what we've been talking about for years now. Like, okay, I get his point in a way. Like, oh, okay, Gematria is Hebrew. Yeah, we understand that. Yes, it comes from. It was used in the Hebrew scriptures. We understand that. But when you apply it to the English language, and you notice stuff like this, how baseball has these numerical values that are relevant to the game, that should make you curious. At least just wondering why is this way, right? Why does baseball equal 162 and that's 162 games in a regular season? For you not to even try it, it just shows me that you're not intelligent enough. You know, stuff like like this, like Major League Baseball, which is obviously the name of the league, right? That also equals 162. But again, he doesn't have any brain power, I guess. But it's just simple stuff like that. It's just like you trying to tell me that doesn't raise an eyebrow, like. And then the 63, which is so important to baseball. I mean, those, you see the 63 and the 117. Those two numbers were huge in this year's World Series. They had Fernando Valenzuela died at the age of 63 right before the World Series, and then the World Series ended 117 days after Otani's birthday, and 117 weeks after Vince Scully's death. And those are two out of the four values in Major League Baseball. Not sure how you can say and look at that and be like, that's just bullshit. Quack. No. So Gigi says, why are we fighting with Cuts? I'm not fighting with Cuts. I just use them as a thumbnail so he can come on the stream. I'm gonna change that thumbnail after the video's over. The problem with him is the problem with Cuts is that every time he comes on somebody's stream, he's bashing and disrespecting his community for some reason. And he's not the only one. There's a lot of people out there like that. And the thing about him is I actually met him. He came to Times Square 2 years ago, and he was doing Gematria decodes. So I'm like, how did you transform from that to now being a full time troll? It's just weird. Yeah, I just left the link in the chat, but not sure why nobody wants to join in. So many people always want to leave negativity in the comments. If I put in the title, suppose Gematria is gay, this will be like there'll be like 5,000 people watching this shit because people love drama. And I don't know, suppose Gematria. I don't know if you have some type of beef with me, but I asked you multiple times to come on and share your ideas, share your points of views on what you're trying to accomplish, and you never responded to me. So I sent you multiple emails. Like that's why I understand about a lot of you. That's why I can't call this a community because I can't get in contact with some of you. I don't know who a lot of you are. If I want to collaborate with some of you, I can't do it because you're probably not going to respond to my requests. If I have something going on, you guys are not going to repost it. It's just like, what the fuck? What is the point of doing all this shit? What I'm thinking about in 2025, I'm thinking about making my channel just sports and just forget about everything else that's going on. It could be an earthquake, it could be a flood, it could be another terrorist attack on another building. I'm just gonna ignore all of it and I'm just gonna worry about the sports betting. People want me to turn this into a full-time business. I can do that. I can just talk about sports here. I'm really thinking about doing that because I don't think this is going anywhere, to be honest. Yeah, it might be. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant like a podcast. That's what I wanted to studio. I mean, that's the point of the studio is to have interviews and just because look, I'm gonna show you. You guys tell me if this doesn't look appealing, right? So let's say, look, let's take first take for example. Look how appealing this looks, right? To the viewer, I mean, at least, right? You have, I mean, look at this. This is how you put. This is how they put out the propaganda. If you don't compete at this level, you're never gonna get the attention that these people get. This is why these people get millions of views because they have invested in their product. They invested millions of dollars in the propaganda, right? Probably this table alone costs around $20,000, $30,000. Who knows, right? Look at the nice floors. Look at the nice cameras, the lights, right? The nice, the pretty girl who doesn't know anything about anything. She doesn't probably even watch sports, but she sits there with her hair done, makeup, and a nice little tight dress. You got the two goofballs wearing the nice suits. I mean, this looks very presentable, and this is what it takes to get the attention of the masses. This is what it takes. See, imagine a Gematria channel that when you turn the videos on, this is what you see. People like this, people that look like this, talking about Gematria. This information would have got a lot way further, in my opinion. The problem is that I put out these ideas, people copy my ideas, and then they use it as a way to scam people out of their money. And then the person that really will carry out the goal doesn't get the financial support. If I was able to raise $30,000 on my Patreon for this goal, you guys are not going to see me make any excuses. And if I don't keep my promise, I'm going to return that money to everybody who donated. But that's just me. I can't expect everybody else to be that way. I don't care about having homes. I don't care about having properties. I don't care about any of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to die, and all that stuff is going to stay here. And my legacy is going to be tarnished if I start doing anything corrupt. People don't realize that their legacy is way more important than their finances. 20, 30 years ago, when your daughter turns on a YouTube channel and she sees a sports gematria video, that's what really matters. Is her opinion of her dad. It's not, at least my dad left me all these homes and all these properties so I can live off and I don't have to do anything. Because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to benefit of that is probably your husband who didn't put anything for that. Like your legacy is tarnished, and then now your riches that you scammed all these people for is being used by somebody who wasn't even part of the family. And that's just that's just life. Legacy over finances. And I care way more about my legacy than my finances. Because when my daughters watch my videos 10, 20 years from now, they're not going to see anybody say, Arthur lied, Arthur scammed me. Arthur's a fraud. And if there is anybody out there who makes a video like that, I would like for you to show me the proof. I don't have any problem, showing anybody how much I make on Patreon. I can show you my taxes. I'll show you anything you want to see. I'm the most transparent person here. And that's why I get called names like, fraud and troll. I don't get called fraud, but I get called troll and all these other names. But I'm not. I've never trolled anybody in this community ever. Ever. All I did is always respond to people. And I said in my last live stream that I'm never going to do that again. No more responses. You guys can say anything you want about me. I am not going to respond. And if you do it while I'm doing a live stream and try to, interfere with the presentation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the live stream and I'm going to come on at a later time. Because I don't even want to see. I don't even want my daughters to see me yelling and cursing at people, because they're gonna imitate that. I want them to be motivated by my videos. And if I'm over here ranting and cursing people out, they're gonna be motivated to do that to other people. And I don't want that. I don't want my kids doing that. But that's a different topic for a different day. But yeah, look how nice these studios is, man. You know, these people put in a lot of money, a lot of effort to put out the propaganda, man. All right, let's go to a different studio. Let's see Undisputed. Undisputed. I don't even think Undisputed exists anymore. Oh, this looks better. This looks like definitely a lower budget. I think this is still effective. See, this is something like I will do. Like I will have a space like this. See, it's always the same thing. They have to have the pretty girl in there because the pretty girl is what gets the attention from the fat white guys and the fat black guys, or the horny old guys. You see, this is nice right here. Nice little table, two chairs, a nice little screen in the back that says Simple Truth TV or whatever, Gematria, Learn Gematria, hashtag Learn Gematria, something like that. This was my idea back in 2019. You know, well, whatever. It didn't happen. Sports decoding is deeper than a game. It is. It is. It is. Like you see, this is what I wish Hubbard would do with his decode. If he was collaborating with the right people, like I'm never gonna go on your Patreon unless you hire me. Like I'm just too advanced to go help your people out for free. I'm not gonna do that. If you want me to go on your Patreon and help your people out, you have to pay me. This is a simple fact. I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to know what I know. So if you think I'm gonna go on your Patreon for free, you're mistaken. But if you would like for me to help you out, reach out to me and we can learn from each other. Because there's a lot of things I know about sports decoding that you don't know. And I don't want to make it sound like I'm smarter than you because I'm not. You're actually smarter than me. But when it comes to these sports games, there's a lot of things you don't know. I mean, the fact that you didn't mention in your whole stream yesterday or whenever you did that stream, I only saw the clip that Sports Gematria put out. There's probably way more to that stream. So I apologize if you did say it. But the fact that you didn't catch that the Broncos can fall to 9-6 on the way to Cincinnati is just amazing. And yeah, Sean Payton is going to pick up his 105th career loss against the Bengals next week, whenever they play. And that was the bottom line of this game. The Broncos going into Cincinnati with a record of 9-6 when Cincinnati equals 96. You kept talking about Saturnalia and 93 and blah blah blah. I'm like, man, sometimes you don't have to make it that complicated. It's really just in your face sometimes, staring at you right in the face. Broncos go into Cincinnati with a record of 9-6. And how many times have we seen 34 around the Harbaugh brothers? The guy the two brothers who were in the Super Bowl 34. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's the Eagles. You see, since Broncos on December 28th, they're going to be playing the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Cincinnati equals 96. The Broncos head coach, let me show you guys this. Free prick. Sean Payton, he will most likely lose his game against the Bengals. Most likely. Right now, he has 104 regular season losses. Cincinnati Bengals is 105. And we saw that before that game against the Chargers was played. We said, look, he's going to lose 2 games in a row to pick up his 105th loss against the Bengals. Sometimes it's just that simple, and that's why the name of this channel is Simple Truth TV. We keep it simple. We don't connect stuff to the 2050 lunar eclipse. We don't do complicated stuff here. We don't even look at astrology. A lot of us don't even understand it. I don't even believe that space exists. To be honest with you, I don't think it exists. I don't know. Maybe it does, but I don't think it does. So I don't want to talk about stuff that I don't understand, and I don't think people will understand it, and we won't even know if it's true or not. Can anybody prove that space exists? No. And if it does exist, how come we don't have an actual photograph of how space looks? So I don't know. Maybe it does exist, but when it comes to decoding sports, the simpler you keep it, the better. The simpler you keep it, the better. So that's a free pick for December 28th, which is a Saturday game, and that will be 8 days from now. 8 days from now, the Bengals will beat the Broncos at home. You know. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of you think that but Gematria's bullshit because he said the Broncos was going to win. No, the reason he said the Broncos was going to win is because he was doing bad research and he was missing a lot of the obvious things. That doesn't make him a bad decoder and a bad person. It just means that he missed it. But if you would have had somebody like me, somebody with advanced experience, I would have pointed this out to him. But I'm not doing it for free because I charge for this stuff. So why would I give his people content for free and then have my Patreon when I'm charging my people? That's not how it works. You know, that's not how it works. It's like the Batman movie. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free. That was a famous line from that movie with Joker. If you're good at something, you don't do it for free. Because guess what? If I go on there and I let everybody know why the Broncos are going to become 9-6, they're going to put a lot of money on the Chargers and make money from it. So this information is being used to make money. So why am I not going to use the information to make money? If you're using my information to make money, I'm going to use my skills to make money. And there's a lot of things about sports decoding that I can learn from other channels, like Zachary Hubbard or Derek. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Derek has something that I can learn from. I doubt it. I know his decodes are just too complicated for me, and I don't think a lot of his decodes are relevant. But I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking from the heart. I know when I speak from the heart, it sounds like I'm coming at people. I'm just not. It's just a reality. Like I go in his videos and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why is he doing that? Oh, reverse keypad. Oh, reverse satanic. Oh, reverse single reduction. Reverse Jewish gematria. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you connecting this to reverse Jewish gematria? Like, what the hell is that? Reverse Chaldean. Like, how you make a video about Eminem's mother and you don't talk about the easy stuff like mom's spaghetti, how it equals 66. No, it equals what? How old was she when she died? Mom's spaghetti equals 69 or something like that. It's just like yeah, mom's spaghetti. Mom's spaghetti equals 69, and then his mother died at the age of 69. And this restaurant was opened 38 weeks before her birthday, or after her birthday, and then she died 165 weeks after the opening date. She died 165 weeks, or yeah, I think it was 165 weeks after they opened. at the age of 69. So you don't even put still simple stuff like this in your decodes. So I'm like, man, I can help you, man. But you guys don't. You guys have ego problems. You don't want help. Okay, so he says this guy's a coward acting like he doesn't see me in the chat. No, I didn't see you. I just saw you right now. See, that's what I'm saying. You're starting off in the wrong foot, saying that I'm a coward. You don't know me. And then you said that I didn't see you. No, I didn't see you. I just saw you now. See, you're assuming things. You gotta stop that. I don't know how to unblock you, guys. To be honest, I want to have you on because you seem like a very intelligent individual. So how do you unblock somebody from StreamYard? I don't know how to do that. Cuts, can you tell me how you do it? Because I don't know. I blocked you yesterday, but I don't know how to unblock you. All right, let me see. How do you unblock trolls? StreamYard. StreamYard frequently asked questions. That's funny. Oh, I got it. I got it. I just unblocked you. Bam. Bam. So Cuts One, he just made bail. All right, Cuts, you're unblocked now. So Cuts just took a selfie. It's a nice picture of you, Cuts. Cuts, if you're gonna come here with that energy, I'm just not gonna have you on. Have a more positive approach, and we can have a conversation. This is your moment to shine. This is your moment to debunk Gematria and show everybody why it's really bullshit. All right. So the floor is yours, Cuts. Whenever you're ready. Okay, so who's the coward? Because why are you not coming on? Yeah, I just went to settings and you go to guests. For anybody wondering, and you go to ban guests, and then you unclick it. So I just did that. All right, Cuts. The world is waiting for you. Let's get ready to rumble. There it is, the man of the hour.
Hey, what's good, Simple Truth? How come you're using my image? I mean, I guess it's cool, whatever.
No, I use your photo to get your attention. I'm gonna take it down.
Really? Okay, that'd be cool.
Yeah. What's going on though? You at work?
Not much. How are you?
You
Sorry
at
to
work right now?
kind of flash on you. That kind of upset me that you just blocked me like that yesterday.
No, it's because you kept talking over me and being disrespectful. But I
Yeah, no, we were
apologize
just
a
trying to
times.
have the little like Gematrian debate or whatever, I guess. Hey, I'm gonna go take a break real quick.
So you tell your boss when to take a break.
To my buddy.
Oh, it's call the shots. I see that.
Anyways, what are you guys been talking about, Gematria?
Well, that's the thing. You calling us Gematrians. My name is Arthur.
All right, you're right. What's up, Arthur? What are you guys
Yeah.
talking about,
But the
Gematria?
thing is, yesterday you said that I didn't let you talk and I didn't let you finish about.
You blocked me.
Yeah. Well, I unblocked you now. So
Right.
tell the
Appreciate
world.
that. You know what I'll do? I'll go delete those comments I did in your stream
Don't
too.
worry about that. Don't worry about that. So I'm giving you the floor, the opportunity to explain to the Gematria community, to explain to the world why you think Gematria is bullshit and what made you believe that. Because at one point you was a part of this community, you used to come out and pound pavement with us. So what made you transform from that
So
to now to this stance now?
I wasn't always necessarily like in the Gematria community necessarily, but I kind of bought into it back then, and hey, what's up? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of bought into it then back then because I thought it was all legit. It seemingly all matches. Like it seems legit.
Okay, so what part, like what moment did you realize that it's not legit?
You know, when I went back and read the definition of gematria, I looked all the way through it, even in English gematria. Even the definition of English gematria, it doesn't have a source of your four ciphers. Like the way you guys claim that you guys do gematria, it's not anywhere to be found. I looked all through the Kabbalah. I looked through all kinds of research. There's
Okay,
no source of it. There's no source of it.
the thing is, this is a secret code, right? So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be out there. But let me ask you another question, because
It's if it was a
I think
secret,
you're giving me a way better vibe than you did yesterday. So I want to thank you for that.
no,
Okay,
I didn't mean to disrespect you or come in hot or anything. Like the homie told me you were live and like suggested I come chat with you guys, and I
okay,
was live too. So
okay. So Cuts, have you ever applied gematria to a news story, a current news story?
you
Because that's
know,
how you can.
yeah, I
Right.
used to do. I'm a researcher. I used to do a lot of research, and
I know,
then
but
with
my
the
question
research
is,
that
have
I
you
would
ever
do
used?
little codes on it. Yeah,
Okay, so for example, the fact that when you write out baseball, like let's say just say gematria is bullshit, but this is the thing: when you write out baseball, it has a value of 162, and that's how many games are in a regular season. So when you start seeing stuff like that, it should raise an eyebrow. Like, wait, there might be something to this, and then you realize how many times that number 162 is relevant in a baseball game.
sure. And there's like thousands of numbers in a baseball game. The whole game is contrived of a bunch of
Yeah,
numbers.
but there's not. There is 162 baseball games in the regular season. Yes,
I guess I don't know. I'm not a sports
but
fanatic.
you said you did research. So this is what I'm saying. If you take the time to do the documentation that we've done, you're gonna realize these things. So
I'm
what
not
are you into?
disagreeing that you're finding those numbers like that with your gematria, but what I'm saying is that you're not. That's not actually you doing gematria. That's not actually what gematria is.
Okay, so what do you call when you're calculating the numerical values of words?
You're just doing ciphering in English.
So what do you have a name for
There's
that?
like hundreds of ciphers in English. None of it matches what gematria actually is.
Okay, so
None of
fine.
it does.
Okay, so what do you call what we're doing?
I would call it's actually that when you look it up, the definition, when you go on Wikipedia, pull up the word gematria, you'll read through it all. It
No,
says
what
it
I'm saying is,
for
what
you.
do you
What
call
do
what
I
we're
call it?
doing?
No, I'll tell you what it's actually called, what you're doing. And then when it goes over on the definition in gematria to over to English gematria, it's a whole different thing. It's a different website. It's the definition for numerology is where you find English gematria, and they call it arithmancy. It's called arithmancy. That's what you're doing. It's and divination, arithmancy, onomancy, necromancy. That's all the stuff what you guys are doing. Actually,
So what that is that relevant?
perhaps, sure. I wouldn't. I'm not. I wouldn't take that away from you guys. But honestly, even when you look through the definitions of English gematria on the numerology definition website on Wikipedia, you look through it and you read the sources of the English gematria. None of them are the same, and none of them match the method, the four cipher method that you guys are doing. It's just not in there. There's no source of it.
Okay.
Whoever invented that it's four ciphers in English, it must have been whoever just made up that gematrianator calculator.
No,
Because there's
that's not true. It's actually there was a book. I can direct you to the book where it actually the actual knowledge came from. When
oh
the
cool.
knowledge was when Zachary Hubbard uncovered this information, he read it off a book.
He
It's,
did not know. He
no, just
lies about that. He's a lie. Are you aware that he's a total lying fraud, right?
hold on. Let me finish. When he uncovered this information, the calculator did not exist. He was doing this stuff on pen and paper. So the calculator came after somebody found his work.
Well, when he said he first found it, he said he found two
No, no,
ciphers.
no. When he first found the information, he only read the about the two ciphers in the book because he didn't read the entire book. The entire book, if you read, there's other sections of that book.
Can you leave me alone for a minute?
There's other parts in the book that he missed where it talks about the reverse ciphers.
So, in what book?
Can somebody tell me the name of that book? Got the name of that book that he
Talking
read.
about Manly P. Hall's Secret Teaching of All
Yeah,
Ages.
that's exactly the
Okay,
book. That's
in
exactly
that book, it doesn't say that that's gematria. If you actually go find the actual book and the actual source, it says it's like
Manly
um,
P. Hall teaches of. Oh
it
yeah, that's
doesn't call it gematria. It calls it cryptography. Literally, that's what it says in the book, and it only has one cipher. So you got a source of your gematria, and you're calling it gematria, but it's really some type of cryptography, is what it actually says in the book. And it's only one cipher, and it's in English. That's not gematria. When Manly P. Hall's talking about gematria, he's talking about Hebrew gematria. He's not talking about your little cipher.
okay. Well, it doesn't matter what you call it.
You know, I called the Philosophical Research Society before, which is Manly P. Hall's library in LA. And I asked them personally if they have anything pertaining to gematria in there in their whole esoteric library of esoteric knowledge, and they don't. They've never had anybody there teaching about fake gematria. They don't have any
Are you
books
saying
about
that? You're saying
gematria. It's
okay.
not Manly
So
P.
all
Hall's
right,
book.
fine,
You know what's
fine.
really happened was Zachary K. Hubbard plagiarized Manly P. Hall's book because it's an open source book that you're allowed to use that way. Like he's allowed to legally plagiarize that book. That's what you guys are doing.
Okay, let me just explain
And
something to
that's
you.
a fact.
So what Manly P. Hall was educating about in that book, what is that called? When he talks about those ciphers.
He was doing arithmancy or some type of like divination or divinatory arts or whatever they called it back in those days. I don't know.
Okay,
He was
so
maybe bouncing back and forth off of Aleister Crowley, which is where you guys claim is your source for some other ciphers.
would you say that those ciphers are relevant today in the English language today?
Perhaps, yeah. I'm not going to
That's
take
what
the
that's all
gematria away from you.
that's all that really matters though at the end of the day is that the mainstream is
Yeah.
using
Well,
this these ciphers.
words matters as well, and for them to call it gematria is pretty much
Okay,
like
so what I'm trying to get you to understand is forget the fact that it's called gematria because it doesn't really matter what you call it. You can call it gematria, you can call it numerology, you can call it whatever you want. What I'm trying to point out is that the mainstream is coding headlines using these ciphers. Do you agree with that?
I do not agree with that. I think that the ciphers that you guys are doing is an overlay system that you guys are just doing it. You guys are the ones that pick up the calculator and look at the headlines and then bust down the code. It's not, no, they're not putting it in there. You're just finding it in there because that's how it works.
Okay, but what I'm saying is when you listen to a story like the Eric Garner killing, right? And the police officer that's supposed to be strangled him, he's wearing this T-shirt with the number 99 on the back, and then you documented for years how the number 99 shows up around psyops often when it involves black people. Doesn't that become suspicious that this cop is wearing this nice big 99 T-shirt and
I
he's
I
choking
think
the
it
guy.
is. I
Hold on,
agree. I
hold
think
on,
it's a
hold on,
CIA psyop, and
hold
that
on.
they want you
What
to
I'm
think
saying is,
that.
it becomes suspicious that this cop he's wearing this nice green T-shirt with the number 99 in the back, and then when you use these ciphers that Manly P. Hall spoke about, and you write out the name Gardner, and it equals 99, it makes it seem like okay, there's more to this 99 number. And then you realize, okay, look, racism is also 99. And then he gets choked in this location that equals 99. See, those are the type of patterns that we've been documenting that makes these psyops suspicious, and it makes it seem like they are using numerology and these ciphers that you call it
They're probably using
to script out these
ciphers.
events.
They're probably using cryptography ciphers. That's what they called. That's what Manly P. called it. It was cryptography ciphers.
Okay, so your problem is that we should stop calling it gematria and call it that.
Calling it like arithmance, even if you just, I actually don't totally disagree with you, because at least you made the distinction calling it English gematria. They should change the name to English Gematria Affects News. At least not arithmancy affects news or whatever.
The actual name of the code is simple English gematria. It's not English gematria. It's simple English gematria.
They could call it simple English gematria, but making that distinction, when you go around and you're telling everyone that you're their gematria teacher, all like flaming Fruit Loop, like serious about it, and you're not really a rabbi. You're not actually teaching people gematria. That's not a fact.
Okay, but I don't think we need to argue. I don't think the argument is whether it's called gematria or simple English gematria or whatever numerology. I think what we're trying to raise awareness about is that they're using numbers to code out these events. That's the point of these videos.
The problem that I have with that is that for you guys to say that this number means this thing, or if you find this number on this name or this thing, that you then attribute it to some other thing that matches with that numberology.
No. You have to be careful with that. I do understand what you're saying. It's like not every time you see 99 doesn't mean racism. I understand exactly. Yeah.
99 doesn't mean racism. And when you're teaching people,
no, I know that.
Racism in gematria, you're kind of lying to people.
No. You're true.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, hold on. You're right in a sense, but that's what separates, the veteran decoders with the rookie decoders. There's a lot of people who come in the community.
I'm not going to say even that you're doing that, because I don't know that that's what you're doing.
Let me talk, Kuts. I'm not saying you're right about that. There are a lot of people who come into the community who think that they know what they're doing or know what they're speaking about, and they don't. And Comey Kinfolk is one of those people where he'll take a word like racial slur equals 156, so that's why this 156 is relevant to a sports game. You see, once you become experienced decoder, you're able to know when the 99 is actually being used for a racial divisive story. But you have that comes with experience.
That could also be a coincidence that you're finding a racial divisive story, and then the guy was wearing a 99, and then the name of the guy equals 99.
But the thing is, something that happens
with you're just putting a gematria overlay on it with using the calculator.
No. Okay, so the thing is, right? So the stories that we connect these events to, they are normally they're related. Like George, can you agree that the George Floyd and Eric Garner stories are related?
George Floyd and Eric Garner? I mean, I suppose in like a greater sense of like propaganda.
No, they're very much related. You know why? It's because they both said, "I can't breathe." Those were their last words before they both died. They both got choked out by cops.
So that phrase is significant in the number.
Yes, because I can't breathe.
I understand your gematria.
Hold on. Both of them said, "I can't breathe" before they died. Both of them, these two cases have a lot of similarities. They both say, "I can't breathe," and they both get choked out by cops, and they were both associated with cigarettes. Right? Eric Garner was selling cigarettes, and George Floyd was buying cigarettes.
Oh, right. That was that story. I was trying to remember what that story was.
Both of those stories are like mirrors of each other. They're almost like identical stories. And the fact that they both said, "I can't breathe," which has a numerical value of 106, like Black Lives Matter, that shows you that the numerology was used to script out both of those events. But where the 99 comes in is that, remember, the cop, hold on. The cop was wearing the t-shirt with the number 99, right? In the George Floyd case, he was choked out in front of a store called Kuts Foods. And that was the big headline in almost all the news stories, that he died in front of Kuts Foods, and Kuts Foods equals 99 as well. You see, so they're coding the same number in all of these stories that are related. Now I can't say, oh look, Michael Jackson died and 99 equals racism. And the Michael Jackson story or the Michael Jackson death is not related to Eric Garner and George Floyd. You see, there's a difference when you're looking at these numbers. You have to make sure that the theme is there. There's no doubt that these two cases were related, the Eric Garner and George Floyd. There's no doubt. I mean, think about the odds. Even if you don't use numerology, just think about the odds of them both saying the same exact words. He didn't say, "Oh, stop! I can't breathe. Stop! I can't." No, they said the exact same. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. They both said the same phrase while they're getting choked by cops on video, and they was both dealing cigarettes. And the number 99 is relevant in both of the cases.
And there's like a lot of 99s when you're driving around. There's 99s on license plates.
But you understand how driving and seeing a 99 is not related to I can't breathe and these racial divisive stories that go viral.
So then that's not what 99 actually means. But beyond that, you might be right. Let me give you a clue to like the way I think about this. So maybe you're right. Maybe they use that numerology to script this stuff in a sense, like kind of the way you're saying. All I'm saying is that there's no proof that that's Jesuits that are doing Gematria. That's not legit rhetoric. What you can probably prove is that maybe it's like satanic, occult, Aleister Crowleyan dark art practices of numerology of some sort. And you know what? It's not Gematria. Real Gematria doesn't pertain to any of that stuff. It doesn't pertain to news. It doesn't pertain to sports. It doesn't pertain to propaganda. You're going back
to the argument. We already settled that argument. It doesn't matter what you call it.
Well, it does matter what you call it, because when you use rhetoric to demonize a whole group of people when it's actually something
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what
that does matter.
Well, okay, it does.
Use Gematria the same.
Why are you not letting me talk? Let me talk. You gotta let me talk.
All right, go ahead.
The thing is, it obviously it does matter. But what I'm saying to you, in your case, what I'm trying to explain to you is that to see through a lot of these stories, I don't care what it's called. They're using this one number to script out these two events. So it doesn't matter what you want to call it. Whatever makes you happy, whatever you think it's called. I know what it's called. It's called simple English Gematria. My people know what it's called. But if you don't want to call it that, fine. But you have to accept that this one number was used in both of these stories, and both stories were related.
I don't think that there's proof that the elite system or whatever are using the numerology the way that you guys claim that they are. And I don't know what your premise is. Is your premise of the numerology that it's Jesuits doing it, or maybe you have a different take? You could probably use the same exact fake Gematria that you guys do and say it's the Hawaiians doing it all.
Okay, so that doesn't matter as well who's doing it. To be honest, it doesn't really matter who's doing it. Somebody is doing it though.
Well, I think maybe if you can admit to some of those things that we just agreed on.
No, I didn't agree with you. I'm just saying, doesn't matter that, like for example, if there's a serial killer, doesn't matter in the moment. It doesn't matter who did it. It matters that it happened. So once we can establish the fact that it happened and that there's a person that's doing all of this, then you can start investigating who's behind it.
Well,
I don't think you're at that stage where you should be worried about who's behind it. You're still in the stage where you don't even think that this stuff is going on. So you're too ahead of yourself. You have to first figure out that there's wrongdoing happening. Do you agree with that?
If there is a serial killer that serial killed someone or another, and then you found a bunch of numbers, who did it then? Who did the numerology on the topic? Who did it? Was it the serial killer or was it you?
Hold on, Kuts. That's not what I'm trying to say. Look.
Well, that's what I would argue about.
Let me rephrase what I'm saying. If there's a serial killer out there, right?
Or was it the Jesuits?
Can you let me talk, Kuts? If there's a serial killer out there and he's doing all these killings, right? And then somebody like Kuts One says, "No, that wasn't a serial killer. Those people just died out of natural." Wait,
That's
wait,
what
wait, wait, wait. If there's a person out there that comes, I'm not saying you, but somebody like you that says that that's not a serial killer. That's somebody that's these people are dying from natural causes. You see, at that moment, it doesn't really matter who the serial killer is because you're still at the stage where you don't even think that these people are being killed by the same person. So first we have to prove to you that these people were killed by the same person. So you're at that stage. So you need to just first get past that stage before you start worrying about who is the one killing all these people. That's what I'm trying to say. You see, that's what I mean. But when I say that it doesn't really matter who's behind all these rituals, because you're not at that stage yet.
was it the serial killer that did the ritual that does the gematria into the ritual, or was it some higher power that was
Cuts, what the
manipulating
fuck are you
the
talking
ritual?
about, Cuts? What the fuck? I'm using the serial killer as an example. I'm not saying that the serial killer is related to the story that we're talking about.
Well, a lot of the gematrians, they claim that all kinds of different deaths. They just whatever it is, someone slips and falls, or someone gets shot, or someone gets stabbed, or
Well, yeah,
whatever.
I
They say
mean,
it's
these are
Jesuits
ritual
or
killings.
gematria that caused it. I have a problem with that rhetoric. That's not correct.
Okay,
Maybe if something actually happened with actual people, does it mean that they put the numbers
you
into it?
don't have any proof of that.
Proof of what?
That these people are naturally dying.
There's no proof that anybody's ever died by gematria, by numbers. Numbers have never killed anybody ever. To say people are
That's what you
dying by
think.
the code
Okay,
by
what proof? What
gematria,
proof do you have that these people, like for example, Kobe Bryant? What proof do you have that he was actually in that helicopter the day that he died?
I'm not saying that that story is legit either way. I'm
Okay,
not
so
saying that's
where do you stand with the Kobe Bryant ritual?
what proof do you have that Jesuits took him out by gematria?
I have a lot. I have a lot. But what I'm saying is, what proof
Wait,
do you
the
have that? What
Jesuits
makes
took
you
him out with
what makes you
gematria?
so certain?
Really? That's what your gematria proves?
Hold on. What makes you so certain that it's not going on?
Well, I'm not certain. I'm not saying that they wouldn't use. They have like Oh, okay. You know what? It's to use four ciphers is an advanced probability matrix of
That's
finding
not what I'm
numbers.
asking you. See, when I ask you a direct question, you always go back to the
So
same
no,
rhetoric.
there's no proof that there's some greater higher power doing that.
That's not what I asked you. I asked you, what proof do you have that the Kobe ritual did not happen the way we're saying that it did?
How
Or
are you?
what proof do you have that it did happen the way the mainstream
How you're saying that that it happened on your end? I'm not sure what your bust down on this is.
okay, what do you think happened to Kobe Bryant and his daughter on January 26, 2020?
I good riddance, sayonara. I would like to never hear his name ever again as well. Like for all I care, I don't know and don't
So
care.
what do you care about the world? Like the stuff that goes on in the world, what does impact you?
I don't know, like real life reality, and then I do a lot of research regarding like
Does
science.
not like so does September 11th matter to you?
Sure.
Okay. So what
Yeah.
do you think happened during September 11th, 2001?
I wouldn't have came and visited you guys and met you guys all if I didn't like have like care
Okay, so
about this
what do
stuff.
you think happened on 9/11, 2001?
It was probably some government operation.
Okay, probably, or do you, what, like from 1 to 100, how certain are you that
A
it
hundred
happened?
percent, it was some type of government operation to do whatever they did, what they wanted to do, and that's what they
Okay.
did.
Do you realize that that story was coded with numbers that they put in the mainstream in your face? They put it in your face.
Okay, sure, but that doesn't make it gematria. That's what I'm
The thing
trying
is,
to explain.
when you use gematria and you see these numbers show up, like one of the biggest news stories that came out of 9/11. Hold on, Cuts. You're about to talk again. Hold on. One of the big news stories that came out of 9/11, and this was in almost every news story. It was Flight 77. So when you use this so-called gematria that doesn't exist, and you write out September 11th, and it happens to have a value of 77, does that not raise an eyebrow?
Sure, I would take it way more seriously if you guys were honing in on the people that who like. Have you figured out who put those numbers into it yet, or does everybody just doesn't know and they think it's some elusive Jesuit that's hiding in a
Well,
dumpster?
the thing is this. The thing is this. The Jesuits
Why would
they operate like a serial killer. To be honest, they put their stamp on almost every news story, and their number is 201. Right. That's why they said that two buildings became zero, then became one. That
Yeah,
was the
but
other
that
news.
rhetoric is bad. That's bunko rhetoric. 3 buildings fell. It wasn't 201. That's not a good legit. That's not a
No, no,
solid
no. The twin.
201.
We're talking about the twin towers. Twin
Yeah,
towers were
the
two
Twin Towers,
buildings.
when that happened, there was another building that fell as well.
Yes, but I'm talking about the twin towers were two buildings.
Oh, so you just selectively pick 2 buildings out of 3 because you want to get a 201.
No, no,
That's
no. I
all
don't want to get a
legit.
201. I don't want
Totally
to get a 201.
illegitimate rhetoric.
Is it not a
That's
fact
not a
though that
legitimate 201. And by the way, that's not what 201 actually means in Gematria. It doesn't mean Jesuits.
because I'm trying my
Just
best.
because you
I'm trying
find
my
a
best
201
cuts
doesn't mean Jesuits did it.
cuts. I'm trying my best, but you don't have an argument. You don't have
What
any facts.
good argument?
No, all you saying is that's not this.
Then
That's not
it
that.
would be a 301. That would make, can anybody count? That would make it a 301. 3 buildings became zero,
Okay,
became one.
it became 301. 301.
All right, so then now you got to figure out what does 301 mean and all this stuff now, and who done it.
Okay, 301. Okay.
I mean, that's just a fact. You
Okay.
know what? I would take it seriously if you guys were like, yeah, it's some Crowleyan satanic New World Order cult of inside the government that's doing this cryptography gematria. Do you
You
know
know,
what the
this is the
statue?
thing.
Listen to this. Do you know what the statue in front of the CIA is called?
What is it called?
It's called. It's not. You know what it's not called? It's not called gematria. You know what it is called? It's called cryptos, which is a meaning for cryptography.
So
That's
cut.
what they're
You're saying that
using.
three
That's who did it. The
so cut.
CIA did it. They
You
have a
gotta shut the
spot.
fuck up. You gotta shut the fuck up. You talk too much. Cuts. What I'm saying is, you're saying 3 buildings fell, right? Right? 3 buildings fell.
That's right.
How many towers fell?
I mean, the other building was pretty big too. It could be a tower.
You have to. Why you don't answer my questions?
That's the answer.
How
The other
many
building
towers?
that was a tower too.
How many
3
towers fell?
towers fell. 3 of them. That's how many towers fell.
You're not being honest.
It was like the CIA headquarters building or something like
That
that.
was not a tower. That was a building.
So,
How many?
what's the difference between a tower and a building then? Is there a certain amount of floor? It has to go over 201 floors or what?
The thing is when they build the third the building that's there now is a tower. So what I'm asking you is how many towers fell on 9/11?
The Twin Towers fell and another building fell and the Pentagon got hit, supposedly.
Okay, so how many towers fell on 9/11?
The Twin Towers fell on 9/11, sure.
So how many towers is that?
That's 2 Twin Towers.
Okay, 2. How many were left after both of them fell?
How many were left? 0 towers.
How many are there now?
I don't know. There's like a shit ton of towers in New York. There's
No,
one
I'm saying
new
in the
world
same
order tower
location,
built,
in the
sure.
same location where the Twin Towers fell, what's there now?
Was that a Jesuit? Is it a Jesuit building now? Is it a Jesuit operation?
What I'm saying is what is that building
You know
called?
what? Do you guys even know what 201 actually is? And
Why are you not
actually,
answering my questions? I'm asking you direct questions. What building is there now?
the New World Trade Tower, or whatever it's called.
Okay, so 2 towers became 0 and then became 1.
Whatever. That doesn't mean that it's the. So which Jesuit did it? Did we figure that out? Who did it? Who did the gematria into it to make it say 201?
The
What
201.
group of Jesuits? Was it the Pope? Was it the
Yeah,
commander Jesuit? Which
the guy who.
Jesuit was it?
Do you realize that Pope
Was
Francis?
it Larry Silverstein, the builder owner? Was he a Jesuit?
Okay, cuts. Are you finished? Because you're not letting me talk. I don't want to kick you out because
Something.
I want you to leave this chat satisfied with our conversation. I've given you almost 30 minutes and you haven't said anything relevant to anything to debunk what we've been teaching.
I said that
And I
debunks.
see Moxie's in the chat. Moxie, if you want to join us and tell us, because I think you're a little bit smarter than Kuts. If you want to join us and say and tell us why you think all this stuff is bullshit, you can join us. But Kuts, you haven't said anything. All you said is, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't believe it. That's not this. That's not that. That's not this. That's not that. You haven't provided any
How
proof.
are you stopping it then with your proof that it's a 201 and who did it then?
We're not trying to stop it. We're trying to raise awareness.
Awareness of what? That people go around and they try to shill fake gematria. That's what I think.
Okay. Well, we're trying to raise awareness. Look, this is going on.
For what?
You just admitted that it was a government operation.
A satanic thing. Maybe it's a Aleister Crowleyan thing.
Whatever it is, we're trying to raise awareness.
Okay, I agree with that. Then I think that if your claim is that you got it from Manly P. Hall and Aleister Crowley, that points to like the occult. That points to satanic. That points to Aleister Crowleyanism. That points to occult secret societies like the Order of the Golden Dawn or the AA or the CIA, or you know what I like to call it, CIA rat op number garbage.
Doesn't matter what you call it. It's happening.
That's what it is. It's CIA satanic CIA rat op number garbage. And I'm telling you, you guys only like have your 4 main ciphers and like whatever your other ciphers in English, and that's your whole magical code. That doesn't prove anything. Every time you add a cipher, all you're doing is adding 100% probability that you're going to find numbers that you want. Your numbers are like so magical. They go around in a little looping like cipherology of like finding a 56 and a 201 everywhere. I've found some super duper.
My turn. You see, you sound like somebody that would say these people were not killed by a serial killer. Even though every person that's what I'm saying, going back to the serial killer story that I was trying to explain to you. If there's a serial killer that's killing people, you will be the person saying, no, those people died naturally. Even though the police officers are showing you that there's a pattern within all the deaths that happened. You say, I don't care about that pattern because that pattern, I can't research that pattern. Why would he write a cross on his face? Why would he do that? No, that's bullshit, quack.
But you're making up a false analogy of what I'm saying. I'm not saying something like I would say some serial killer didn't do something serial killing.
The thing is, these people operate like serial killers. These people operate like serial killers. They leave their stamp behind every ritual. And you're saying that we need to ignore that because there's no proof that number or that stamp means that it's coming from this group of people. That's what you're doing. So, like, if I'm a serial killer and I'm leaving a cross in the face of all my victims, you're saying that there's no proof that I'm putting the cross on people's face.
Maybe that cross is investigation. Maybe the cross that you're referring to is pointing at something else, though. Maybe they did a cross and it's really a whatever some.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The serial killer, according to your logic, the serial killer
cross. You think maybe they're throwing you astray by putting a cross on it. Maybe the serial killer puts a cross on it, so you think it's the Christians and the Jesuits. Maybe the serial killer is really, really slick. Maybe it's really a satanic stamp, but he changes it to a cross, so you think it's a cross on that stamp.
That's what I mean, Kuts. The serial killer will get away according to your logic.
They're going to get away with it according to what I'm saying for sure, because you guys think it's a cross that you're seeing.
So that's what I'm saying. So you're okay with letting the serial killer get away because
no, I'm saying look a little closer. It's not actually a cross that they're stamping.
That's what I'm saying. You will let the criminal get away because of your optimism.
Unbelievable. No, I don't even understand. I'm not following what you're saying.
I'm saying because you're optimistic, you will let the criminal get away.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying maybe you're
if I'm a detective,
you're trying to frame.
Kuts, if I'm a detective and I'm showing all the evidence and you're saying, no, that evidence does not point to this person, you're gonna let the criminal get away.
If it's not, if you're pointing at someone that's innocent of a crime that you're claiming on them, and your evidence is piss poor, like you planted dope on their in their back pocket and you're an undercover rat, that's what I'm saying. Yes, you're it's fake. That you're not finding the code stamp, the gang sign stamp pattern of the Jesuits on that shit. If anything, they gave you this code and put it forth this way for you to think that. And you're trying to accuse innocent people. You know, they've used fake gematria to say, I'm a Jesuit. I'm not
No,
a Jesuit.
I don't think so. But I appreciate you coming on, Cuts. We're not gonna get to
Well,
the
I would
NBA.
like
We're
you
not
to
gonna reach an
consider what
agreement.
I'm saying, because what if they tried to start making up accusations about you and doing fake gematria on you, and then they're just disappear him? I mean, these people are total scum. I'm not saying you, but like the greater, more scummy aspects of the people in the gematria community. It might be satanic. It might be from Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley is not a Jesuit.
I get it.
If you got your
What time
from
is your break?
Crowley,
How
that
long is your
doesn't
break?
prove that it's from the Jesuits.
How long is your break?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'll probably get going because I did just step out, kind of being rude and not trying to be rude to you guys. I was shocked. I was like, really? Maybe I guess I now my understanding is that you used my image to try to like route me out or whatever and have me rejoin or and
Oh
talk
yeah,
to
yeah.
you.
I was trying to get your attention because
Appreciate
I was a little rude yesterday, and I didn't want you to feel like
Well, I appreciate
I
that.
don't like censoring people. I just don't like people talking over me and being rude and disrespectful.
So,
He was way
so
better today.
for me to kind of agree with you in my own way, I'm not going to say that there's not a secret cabal group from the CIA that's
No,
probably
I think deep inside you do know, you do realize
better.
there is. I think
Say
deep
what?
inside, I say deep inside you do realize that there is a deeper cabal. It just it's hard for you to understand how it
But the
all works.
problem I have with a lot of the rhetoric is that it's not happening the way that a lot of them are claiming. Like it's not some random group of Jesuit children or whatever that are doing it, or elders or whatever. I don't agree when you guys say that Biden's a Jesuit and Kamala Harris is a Jesuit. You know, going to a Jesuit university doesn't make you an actual Jesuit priest. It's not even a Jesuit at all. It's just someone that went to like learn from Jesuits or something that were probably just low level society members. And no, they do not do your fake gematria. They don't.
Fake gematria. That's funny.
Well, it's
All right,
not
Coach.
gematria is Hebrew. If you could make a case that all the gematrias it's being done by the Jews or something, just on the basic fact that you're calling it gematria. You could make a way better case that it's satanic or Jewish based on the fact that you're claiming that it's gematria. Then it's from the Jesuits. Did you know you know how many sources of Jesuit gematria that exists at all in research? Zero. There is no such thing as type it in. Go look. Do Jesuits do gematria? Guess what it says? Yes. Sometimes Jesuits do gematria when they're studying rabbinical literature.
So you're
In
saying that if they
Hebrew,
have a
yeah, they
secret.
do gematria in Hebrew. Yeah,
So
sometimes.
you're saying that if they have a secret.
Talmud.
You see, you gotta let me talk. I'll let you talk, but you just like you don't stop. You're
Go
saying
ahead.
that they have a secret code that they're using to script out world events and to impact the lives of people in a negative way. You're saying that they're gonna have that information in the book for people to access.
It's not a secret code if they gave it to you to use to like try to catch them doing it. I mean, how does that work?
Who
That's
gave it
not a
to you?
secret code.
No.
Sorry, try again.
Have you ever watched the Jeopardy
A
episode?
secret code would be a
You
cipher
gotta
that they
shut the fuck
use.
up. I mean, come on, you gotta stop. Have you ever watched the episode, the Jeopardy episode, where there was a category that said our secret code, and they was giving out numbers, right? That said, for example, they'll have the number 1, 2, 3, and the answer will be what is ABC? Because ABC is 1, 2, 3. Have you ever seen that episode?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm off track with what you're saying. You didn't seem to understand what I said. But you know what? I did find a Jesuit secret code in research one time, and guess what? It's not A1, B2, C3. It's some weird language code that they have. Their secret code is not your fake gematria code. Nope.
Okay,
Right
Cuts.
then.
I gave you your 40 minutes of fame. I appreciate you. I'm gonna have you come off now,
Yeah,
and
I'll talk to you guys more
we can
later.
agree to disagree.
It's no big deal. Yeah, that's fine. As long as you guys don't try to fraud and slander me. And like literally the only problem I'll really have with you is if you start doing snitching and frauding and slandering against me. I promise you I won't do
How?
it to you.
I don't even do that.
Right. I don't think you do. So I'm not even I don't feel no kind of way about this. I
Okay.
appreciate you having me and talking to me.
Can I keep that photo of you up, or should I take it down?
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It don't matter. You let
Because
me off.
that was a photo of you being at one of our events. So I was like, how did we
You know
lose?
what? I
I
want
was
to tell you
wondering.
guys.
Hold on, Cuts. Hold on. I was wondering how did we lose this great truth seeker? What happened? What transition? What made him change his mind? So that's why I used that photo.
Well, those people lied and frauded on me. They lied and they snitched on me straight for 2 years, doxing me and lying about me and making up garbage. They made up videos about me and tried to use garbage. They had some little kid make a video about me and then tried to use that to say I'm a P3O. These people are total scum. No Jesuits or CIA or nobody's done any scummy ass shit like that against me except the Gematria scum.
Oh, so this is like a personal. You have
They
a
did
personal
some
issue.
straight rat garbage, just lying and frauding and slandering
Oh,
me.
I see.
And
I see
just,
what
they
happened.
fraud me and use it to shill. They have a monetized garbage, and I've exposed all their garbage. Did you know that Zachary K. Hubbard's website, Mighty Networks, is tied directly to the CIA? That's a CIA front company. That's not a little friendly Gematria community website. Sorry, it's not. Did you know where we went that day in Palo Alto? Their headquarters was 4 blocks away from that where you got that picture of me in front of the Mason building in Palo Alto.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You usually come out and pound
His
pavement.
headquarters is 4 blocks away from there. How come we didn't all go to the Mighty Networks Gematria community headquarters studio over there? Why did we go to the Mason Lodge instead of going to Mighty Networks? We could have all networked and had a community and did a bunch of Gematria, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know who Mark Andreessen is?
Never heard
Do you
of him.
know who Gina Bianchini is?
No.
Those are the biggest. That's the person. So Gina Bianchini is the CEO of Mighty Networks, which is Zachary K. Hubbard's Free to Find Truth website platformer that you have to have. You get Mighty Networks, and then you can get into Free to Find Truth. That's big tech. That's the CIA. Spy, and then what? You're telling me you're going to have a and they're oh by the way they're like Catholics and Jesuits from Stanford and stuff. By the way, the Mighty Network CEO people. So her friend Gina Bianchini came out of one of the biggest CIA companies that even exists. Some company called McKinsey and Co. Look it up. And then what? So now they gave her Mighty Networks where she's just hosting the Gematria community on there. So you guys can have a Gematria revolution against Jesuits. Think about it. They're setting you up. That's a setup. The way they ratted
I
me
don't think a
down, I
revolution
mean,
is ever
there
gonna
ain't
happen.
how you will never convince me that these people aren't the most rat. And I think you agree with me. Zachary K. Hubbard is a rat fraudster, like straight up. I think your gematria that you do is way more legit than what he's doing because at least you're admitting that it's English, simple English gematria that you're finding all these numbers.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
But that's not what their rhetoric is. They're like, no, this is gematria purely, when it's not. That's not what gematria is. And go look it up. Gina Bianchini and Mark Andreessen. Mark Andreessen is the biggest big tech mogul in California with like the most power and command
What's going on, EV Palmer?
you'll ever find.
Oh, what up, Art? This my first.
Hey, what's going
This
on?
my
What's
first
going on?
time doing anything online.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I never gonna see you on. What's on your mind
Oh,
though? What you have anything you want to talk?
Hold on.
Tell?
I think I gotta go. I gotta go, you guys.
All right, you guys enjoy your rest of your day, cuz.
And I appreciate you, Arthur. Have a good rest of your night, all right?
You too, man. Thanks, man.
Look into what I was saying about. Look up Mighty Networks and those people I was talking about.
Are you gonna
And
look
tell
into the stuff? Are you gonna look into the stuff that I spoke about today?
sure.
All right.
Although I'm not really interested in a lot of those type of stories. Like I get it that it's all propaganda and coded and this and that. I get it. Like I've seen it already. All
Okay.
right.
See, I
All
think
right.
you're trying
Have a
to
good
believe.
day.
I appreciate you. Have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wow, we just had a change of heart. We just changed Cuts One's heart.
Wow, what happened? I missed it.
Yeah, he just said, he gets that everything is coded and scripted, but he just doesn't think that it's called gematria. He thinks it's called something else, which is I mean, fine. That's what you want to, if you want to call it something different, it doesn't really matter what you want to call it, but it's going on, and that's what we're trying to raise awareness about. But what's going on, Evie?
Nah, I just seen it.
We lose. I think we lost you. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
What you say?
I'm in my truck. I said yesterday when I caught the live stream, I caught like the tail end of the live stream yesterday when you was talking with that guy who just left and
Yeah,
another guy. I, his name start with a K.
yeah,
Yeah. So I was trying to into the chat, but I'm driving. I'm always on the road. I'm a trucker, so I ain't have good service to be stable to include myself into the stream. But yeah, I don't really have much to say, but keep doing your thing. Like I told you last month, I learned a lot from you and still learning. And don't stop doing what you're doing, even though it might not seem like a community. You know, you as a person that learned from Zach, that's how I got introduced to you. I was watching his channel and seeing you. He decoded something about your cousin in the past, and
yeah,
I saw that you started your channel, which was in 2018, but I didn't get on your channel until like 2019, and because you're from the Bronx, I'm from the Bronx, and it's like the way you teach is more in layman's term instead of so deep and everywhere with it. But yeah,
yeah.
I just keep doing your thing, and I just want to commend you for doing what you're doing. Keep doing
Appreciate
it.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, yo. Even though it might not seem like what I'm saying, it's a legit community. You as a person, I learned a lot from you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's why that's what makes me not want to stop because I know there's a lot of people out there that do appreciate the stuff that I do and want me to keep doing this type of work. But sometimes it becomes hard because there's so much attacks and so few support that it's like I don't know if this is worth it because I don't know if people don't realize that this stuff is dangerous putting your face out there because you don't know what these people might do to you at the end of the day.
Right, facts. And like yesterday when I was seeing the live, and they was talking about how y'all was talking about Zach and how Zach could be this other channel and pay, like it's like someone who brought the knowledge to YouTube to the forefront. It's like the Jesuits, how they do it. you know it's like if you don't know, like that movie, what's that movie called with the glasses? If you don't know it, then you don't know, as far as like the knowledge, right? And how y'all, or how some people might think Zach is sports gematria, and he's playing both sides of the table. It's the same thing like what the Jesuits do with sports and movies and everything else, propaganda and everything else. They play both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, but
um,
I don't think Sports Gematria is Zach though.
yeah. I mean, I don't know, and like it really doesn't matter to me as far as
Yeah,
like if it is Zach or if it's not Zach. I just wish that the differences or the egos could just be eliminated and everybody could just work together. Because if everybody is good in a certain section, like it could be unstoppable as
Yeah,
far as like even
that's what I'm
decoding
always trying to preach,
sports.
yo. This community has so much potential that we are not exploring that potential because of the egos and the greed and everything else that comes with it. It's true.
Um,
That's a good point.
do you think out of this small community, Gematria community, do you think anyone in that circle hit a million, like account $1 million from this knowledge?
You mean like sports betting?
Sports betting, anything.
No, yeah,
But
yeah, I
as
think
far
he
as
has.
like,
I think
oh wow,
Hubbard's definitely a millionaire.
that's decent. That's decent.
Because to be a millionaire, all you have to do is make uh, you know, roughly $150,000 a year, and you'll be a millionaire within. He
10
says he
years.
doesn't spend money, so he'll be a millionaire within like 8 years or so. But I think he's made more than 150 a year. But I don't think the money matters if he makes a million or not. It's what you're doing with it that matters, to be honest.
So because when Cuts, it was like, oh, his tax website is tied to the CIA. It's like the forefront of the CIA. Like when you make accusations like that, it's like I don't know. It's like a slap in the face. If like how he knows that what we're doing or what people in the
That's what
gematria
I gave him the
community
opportunity to share that.
is.
I thought I was only going to share. Um, but he didn't. He didn't show us that.
Because it like I feel everybody who's in this community has some type of knowledge or some type of sense to even involve yourself. It ain't like something that's not transparent. Like A is one, B is two. Like that's right there. It's not like, oh, I'm praying on the faith and I hope this happens. It's not like make believe. You see what I'm saying? So for him to pound pavement with you in 9/11, and then a couple months later you just bashing the community like, oh, this ain't that. So if it's not that, then what is it? And then you saying the person who brought the knowledge and brought it to the limelight, you're saying he's working with the CIA. So it's like like I don't. It's confusing. Like
Yeah.
when people come in a community like that, and like I don't know, it just confuses everything.
I try to give everybody a voice. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to censor anybody, but certain people just don't really make a lot of sense. And in their mind, they're making all the sense, which is like, no, you're not. It's not. But I don't want to argue. I want to have a conversation. But these people want to argue and they want to win. Like I'm right, you're wrong, type of shit. Like no, you're not right.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, man.
But yeah, I just want to, I came on here. I never, I'm not a social person. I don't have anything social media. Like I said, I watch YouTube and I watch your channel, and some of the subscription or the subscribers who I'm subscribed to, I don't know. I'm just focused on this right now because this makes sense. Gematria makes sense to me out of all the BS. It's like I could decipher the BS with this. And if I didn't discover this, I would still be like, yo, it's something. Like I knew it was something a long time ago. Long time ago. I just didn't know what it was. And since I found Zach and then I found you, this all makes sense. It makes sense for real. So just keep doing what you're doing, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Evie.
All right, no doubt.
Yeah, if anybody else wants to join the chat, the link is in the chat. Otherwise, we can probably close it. Um, yeah, I don't know what I don't know what this guy's talking about in the chat. He's saying that he exposed the fake charge. No, you haven't exposed anything, Cuts, man. It's really sad that this information is so underrated. All right, I'll leave it there. Ro just came in. Ro, you want to join the stream? Yeah, I gave Cuts 40 minutes of fame. He didn't take advantage of it. It's unfortunate. Thanks a lot, Caesar. I appreciate that. No, this is you have to join the stream, bro. You don't have to show your face if you don't want. But if you click the link, you can talk. It's just like a phone call. It's just so amazing. Like Cuts, he doesn't, think this is real, but yeah, he's in every Gematria chat. He's in every Gematria live stream. It's like, bro, if you don't think that it's real, why are you always hanging around? He loves the J. He does. This is the true statement right here. No, not that one. Where is it? This one. This one. He loves the Gematria community. That is a fact. He probably loves it more than I do. Exactly. ABC 1 2 3. He's not even thinking about that. Exactly. So it's underrated from those ignorant of it, overrated by those in the Gematria community. Underrated from those ignorant of it, overrated by those in the Gematria community. And I don't know if I agree with that. I think there's a lot of people in the Gematria community who don't know how to use it correctly. You're not actually. It's like, what's funny about Cuts, and no disrespect, but it's like when you write, I'm just always tempted to do it in your voice. When I read like one of your comments, like when I read this comment right here, I wanted to do it in your voice. Like, my bad, but I don't want to sound disrespectful. But like every time you write, I'm reading it in your voice, and I want to say it in your voice. But I appreciate you coming on though, Cuts, man. All right, you guys, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for hanging around, and see you guys next time. Peace.